Hi there, Dominic Steele here for Daily Bible Time. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday morning, and look, it's an exciting day for us at Village Church today. Tonight we have our, I suppose you'd call it, planning prayer meeting for the kids couple of days, the summer kids days, summer kids club that's starting tomorrow morning. So please do be praying for the kids and leaders who are going to be taking part in that the next 2 days, and we'll be kicking that off with a little prayer gathering at church at 6 tonight, and then the whole program starts, of course, tomorrow morning from 8 o'clock. Now, we're working through the 10 passages that Glenn Scrivener reckons you wouldn't preach on Christmas Day, but they relate in one way or another to Christmas. And he's given us a whole list of them, and I'm just sort of working through them, trying to work out which one we will preach on at Village Church on Christmas Day. And today it's Galatians chapter 4, and particularly verses 4, 5, 6, 7. But Galatians chapter 4, verse 4, when the time had fully come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under law, to redeem those under law. Now, let me put it in context. The context of Galatians chapter 4. Paul says, what I'm saying is this, is that as long as the heir is a child, he's no different from a slave, although he owns the whole estate. He's subject to guardians and trustees until the time set by his father. So also when we were children, we were in slavery to the basic principles of the world. So God had a thing planned for me, but until I came into my inheritance, I was under the guidance of the guardians, the trustees, trapped in slavery, trapped under the basic principles of the world. In Roman law, the child, the heir, was under their tutor till aged 14, and then under a curator till aged 25. And that's what this situation was. There were authorities over us, and then at the appointed time, God, at the appointed time in salvation history, at the appointed time in your life, chapter 4, verse 4, when the time had fully come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under law, to redeem those under the law. So at that point, I'm redeemed. I was in some sort of captivity. I was under the guidance, slavery really. Now I am brought free, with the outcome that we might receive the full rights of sons. I'm a Gentile, and I have the full right of a son. Apparently it was the case in 2nd century Rome that they might adopt a particular man as a son with a view to picking a successor. And that is what God does. He intervenes in my life and is so generous to me, just intervenes by his Spirit in my life to give me faith, trust in Christ Jesus, to redeem me, to adopt me. What does the Spirit do? Verse 6, because you are sons. God sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, the Spirit who calls out, Abba, Father. So you're no longer a slave, but a son. And since you're a son, God has made you an heir. Because we're sons, God has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, the Spirit who cries out, Abba, Father, Daddy. I don't know what your relationship with your dad is like. Some have wonderful child-father relationships. Some have dads who weren't there. Some have dads who couldn't show affection. Some have dads who are always harsh. Some have dads who are always too lenient. Some have dads who are physically abusive or emotionally abusive. Jesus called God Daddy in the Garden of Gethsemane. In the Lord's Prayer, it's Patre, but probably it's Daddy standing behind that. He made an enormous impression on his followers that he could call the God of the universe Daddy. What does the Spirit do? The Spirit enables me, because of Jesus, to speak with the vulnerability, with the intimacy, with the dependency to God as my dad. Now, you've been through a hard time. I've been through hard times. Felt clobbered by a 4x2 at points. The Lord disciplines those he loves. But you know what? If it was only the law, you wouldn't stand a chance. I wouldn't stand a chance. What the law does is make sin clear. What God does is accepts you and me in Christ, pours his Spirit into our hearts, enabling us to call him Dad. Well, there's a passage that you could speak on Christmas Day. It's pretty attractive to speak on. When the time had fully come, God sent his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those under the law. We'll do more tomorrow on Daily Bible Time. I hope you can join us then for Thursday morning. See you then.